Okay, let's unpack this one. You know how sometimes a game just grabs you and absolutely refuses to let go?
Definitely.
Well, that's exactly what happened with this recent IPL clash. Delhi Capitals versus Rajasthan Royals.
Yeah, and this wasn't just your standard win either.
No way. We're talking about a super over finish. So incredibly tight. Honestly, we kind of need to dissect it moment by moment, don't we, to really get what went down.
Absolutely. It's fascinating how a contest that looked like it was heading one way could just pivot so dramatically. It was under the lights in Delhi at the Khatna.
Right.
And you could feel the tension, especially with what it meant for the playoff picture for both teams.
Oh, you could absolutely feel it. Both the Capitals and the Royals, they were desperate, weren't they, to sort of cement their place in that top four. Delhi, they were riding a bit of a wave, remember? 4 wins, then a little stumble, but then back winning. 5 wins out of 6 games. Pretty hot streak.
They were looking good. Rajasthan, though, different story.
Yeah, Rajasthan were really, really feeling the pressure. Only, 2 wins in 7 matches? They needed this one badly just to get their campaign going again.
You know, the desperation from the Royals was almost palpable. Another loss there, and it puts them in a really tricky spot, doesn't it?
For sure. And for Delhi, this was a chance to, really solidify that strong start, send a message.
And boy, did they send one. After all those twists and turns, Delhi gets the win. In a super Thana day. Over that, well, had everyone glued to their seats.
And the immediate impact, huge. They didn't just win. They surged right to the top of the IPL table, 10 points, jumped over Gujarat and RCB. That's a big shift in the playoff race.
It really is. And it makes you wonder, what kind of psychological boost does that kind of win give a team mid-season?
Massive confidence for Delhi, you'd think.
Huge. And for Rajasthan. Well, the challenge is bouncing back from a heartbreaker like that. That's tough.
Okay, so let's rewind a bit. Let's get into the actual flow of the match. Capitals batted first, right?
Yeah.
And it started, a bit steady, not explosive. Yeah, sort of a slow build. The power play was decent. They got runs on the board, but it wasn't like setting the world on fire.
And then Rajasthan's bowlers. They really seemed to tighten things up in those middle overs.
They did that really well. Varied the pace, used the pitch, which looked a little bit sticky, maybe.
Yeah, I thought so too. Made it harder to score.
Exactly. The ball wasn't quite coming on. Field placements were good. They restricted the easy runs. You could see Delhi finding it a bit tough for a while there.
Felt like Rajasthan had really put the brakes on. But then, around that 12th over mark, complete U-turn.
That's when the momentum just shifted. Delhi's middle order found their rhythm.
Akshar Patel, Ashutosh Sharma, they started finding the ropes. And then Stubbs coming in late gave him that final push.
It really shows the batting depth Delhi has, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Even if the start isn't electric, they've got guys who can make up for it later.
Definitely. And suddenly, what looked like maybe a slightly below par total became 188 for 4. Pretty competitive.
Very competitive on that surface.
So Rajasthan's turn to chase, and they came out swinging. Jaiswal and Butler looked like they meant business in the power play.
Yeah, they got off to a flyer. Built a strong foundation. But what Delhi's bowlers managed to do pretty effectively was chip away.
Keep taking wickets, yeah?
Exactly. Pick them up at regular intervals. They never really let a huge partnership build, which is so crucial when you're chasing nearly 190. It just kept the pressure on Rajasthan.
Right. But just when you thought Delhi might be sort of getting control,
Nitish
Rana walks in and just explodes. What an innings. 50 of just 26 balls.
Fantastic knock. Completely swung it back Rajasthan's way. I mean, 145 for 2 after 16 overs. You'd think Rajasthan are cruising there, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. Driver's seat.
That's T20 for you, though, isn't it? Just when you think one team's got it, an individual innings like that can change everything. He put Delhi under immense pressure.
Okay, so the game's on a knife edge, and this is where it gets really interesting. Let's talk about those key moments, those turning points. First one, 17.4 overs.
Yep. This is Mitchell Starc. Hadn't been his cheapest spell up to then, but produces this moment of just, brilliance.
That Yorker.
That 144 kph toe crusher. Bang on the money. Gets Rana pound. And Rana was looking so dangerous.
Game changer.
Huge game changer. Because that dismissal just exposed Rajasthan's middle order right when they needed to accelerate. A Yorker like that, right at the toes, with that pace, almost impossible to play.
Absolute beauty. You could almost hear the gasp from the crowd, Okay, turning point number 2, the entire 20th over, just wow.
Unbelievable drama. Defending 9 runs, Final over, always high pressure.
Immense pressure.
But for Starc to nail 6 Yorkers, 6 consecutive Yorkers, that was just remarkable skill and nerve.
He completely shut them down. Powerful hitters like Jurel and Hetmeyer, they just couldn't get underneath it. Couldn't find the boundary.
It was a masterclass in death bowling, wasn't it? Landing it right in the block hole time after time.
You could see the frustration building. They just couldn't get him away. And then the final ball, total chaos.
Jurel tries to pinch a second run. Risky.
He's short, run out.
Great fielding, quick throw.
Scores tied, super over.
Yeah.
Can you believe the drama?
The tension must have been unbearable. A tie decided by inches, really. Brilliant fielding under pressure. Perfect setup for more drama.
And the super over itself, just pure madness. Rajasthan bat first and lose 2 wickets in 6 balls.
Both runouts.
Both runouts. I mean, talk about crumbling under pressure.
It really shows how that momentum had just completely flipped, doesn't it? The pressure was all on Rajasthan, and those mistakes, they were costly.
So suddenly, Delhi just needs 12 runs.
12 runs to win.
And they made it look, well, almost easy in the end. Stubbs shows incredible composure, smacks a 6 to basically seal it.
Yeah.
Rahul calm at the other end.
Yep. Swift, decisive finish after all that earlier chaos.
It just shows how quickly a super over can swing, doesn't it? 1 or 2 big moments, and bam, it's done. Delhi took their chance.
They absolutely did. Finished it with real authority.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Tactics MVP debate. The official man of the match was Starc.
Yep. And it's pretty hard to argue against it, really.
4 overs, 36 runs, that key wicket of Rana in the main innings. Then the super over. Only 11 runs conceded, involved in both runouts. He was massive, especially when he went into that, death mode with the Yorkers.
He delivered right when they needed him most, no question. But, it's worth remembering other guys, too.
Oh, for sure.
Nitish Rana for Rajasthan, that 51 off 28, almost won them the game single-handedly. That was a brilliant innings.
Absolutely vital knock. And Stubbs for Delhi, that's 6 to finish the super over.
Wow.
Ice in his veins. That took serious composure.
Definitely a pressure moment, handled perfectly.
And what about KL Rahul? Maybe he didn't grab the headlines, but his calmness, his running, those throws for the runouts, especially the last ball one, and just being there for Starc, I thought he was quietly brilliant.
That's a really good point. Sometimes the most valuable stuff doesn't show up in the main stats, does it?
Yeah.
His awareness, his fielding in those key moments, hugely important for Delhi.
Yeah.
But I suppose if you're looking at the player who had the single biggest impact on the actual result, especially in those final overs, it probably still has to be Starc, doesn't it? That 20th over plus the super over. Truly game-defining stuff.
Yeah, I think you're right there. Impact score MVP. Definitely Starc. And speaking of unforgettable moments, for me, and I guess for most people watching, the most amazing moment had to be that final ball, regulation innings.
Oh, no argument there. The situation itself was just pure theater, wasn't it? 2 runs to win, Jurel's on strike, Starc's charging in.
Yale's another Yorker, angled in.
Jurel just manages to flick it, but only for 1.
Just the single, then the throw comes in, lightning fast. Rahul whips the bails off.
In a flash. Super over confirmed.
The crowd just erupted. You could feel the energy even watching at home. That was peak IPL drama right there. That split second, the athleticism, the sheer tension. Wow.
It had everything, didn't it?
Yeah,
everything that makes T20 so compelling. Game turning on 1 ball, 1 piece of fielding, perfect encapsulation.
So let's wrap this up then. Massive result for Delhi Capitals, clearly. Continues their charge, puts them right at the top of the table. Looking very strong.
Yep, title contenders looking like it. For Rajasthan Royals, though, yeah, it's a tough one to swallow. That's their 5th loss in 7 games now, I think. They need to find some consistency and fast if they want that top 4 spot.
Big time. But what a match. Seriously. Textbook Yorkers at the death, last ball nail biters, super over finish. It literally had everything.
Couldn't ask for much more, could you?
Yeah.
And like you said, if this is the kind of action we're getting mid-season, imagine the playoffs.
Exactly. It just sets the stage for, hopefully, a really thrilling end to the season.
Looking forward to it.
So final thought then. Something for everyone listening to chew on. Reflecting on all those amazing performances we saw, Rana's hitting, Starc's death bowling, Stubbs' finish, Rahul's fielding. Which one individual contribution do you think ultimately had the biggest single impact on the outcome? Even maybe beyond the official awards? Something to think about.